Test, test.
Hello, hello. First comes to worst. Oh, hello. Okay, that does work. Perfect. Okay, I'm now. Hello. I think we've only got it on the right.
No. They're kind of. The guest.
Oh. I'm also hot.
Test 1 2, test 1 2.
Could we get the people for match 3 to please come up? Yeah.
What I was talking about.
Okay.
Need that in after opening, but it's yours for the rest of the day, basically.
Okay. So should I put it on my clipboard?
Huh? It's better. It's way better than this thing. Trust me.
Yeah.
It has all the information you'll ever need.
Yeah. Next. Okay, so this is how far away I have to be before it starts coming to the speakers. But
Generally, you just want to be.
Yep. Working on the lines. Okay. So yet again, you're gonna say.
So I'm gonna be like, all right, starting off on the red alliance, we had 16-5-53 or 16-3-53.
Reynold Raiders from Victoria, BC.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we keep going until we're done. Say, okay, thumbs up, and then we'll okay.
Oh. Test. Okay.
I'm happy for you. I'm sorry, with that bribe, you can no longer be either CSA or Robotics. So the door's right there. I'm FTC. I don't care. Not in the script, by the way, so you're going to say, is your mic helping? You're going to say,
So you want me to say that?
As when I give the thumbs up, yeah.
Okay.
Turned off.
Hello. All right, everybody. Okay. All right, everybody. Welcome to your Master of Ceremonies, Dean Brown.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the BC Provincial Championships. Make it sound like it's 1 a.m. instead of p.m. All right. I'm your MC, Dean Brown. Many of you here know me. I'm ready to have an exciting day. But first, we have a couple of quick things to get through while my microphone is peaking very badly. A land acknowledgement. We are gathered here today on the ancestral lands of the Wasanek and Songhees people, whose historical relationship to the land continues to this day. All right, and next up, I'd like to introduce one of the hosts for your... dang it. One of the mentors for our hosts today, Dr. William Fitzgerald.
Thank you. So happy to welcome all of you here to St. Margaret's School. It's our first time hosting the Provincial Championships. It's a huge deal for us here at the school. We're so excited to have you all here. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Please don't be shy about coming to ask me if you have any questions regarding where to go to find something, anything like that. One thing I have to say is, in the event of an emergency, we're going to ask everybody to go, if you're in this gym, out that way and up the hill to the top parking lot. And if you're in that gym, you're going to go out the side doors there and follow around the same way. Okay? With that, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fitzgerald. All right. Just to continue on with this message, please take great care of this facility. We want to continue using this for many, many years onwards. Take care to throw out all of your garbage. Pick up any garbage that you see along the way. No eating and drinking in the gym, just like any school gymnasium, please. And don't go exploring into the unknown areas of this school. Only stay in the areas that you have access to as a robotics team. We do not want to lose students to the deep, dark clutches of this gymnasium. Anyways, thank you, St. Margaret's, for hosting us today. All right. Welcome, everyone, to the Into the Deep season presented by RTX, part of the first dive season presented by Qualcomm. First Check Challenge started in 2005, and we've grown to more than 8,000 teams in more than 55 countries. This continues the transformative impact that FIRST brings to the world, and you are a part of this movement. All of you are helping to make this program possible to the next generation of innovators. We're going to have a blast today. I can just feel it already. I can't wait to see how everything works out. I've seen a lot of you compete already. And to have 26 of you here all together after all of the qualifiers is just incredible. In this year's season, Into the Deep, it's presented by RTX, we graciously appreciate all of your support so far. Now, RTX has created a quick message for us all for this season, so let's check it out.
Welcome, First Tech Challenge teams, and congratulations on advancing to this level of the Into the Deep season. Through our collaboration with FIRST, we hope our work motivates you to see what's possible in the depths of our oceans and understand we all play an important role in protecting those waters. Let's look at some of those technologies with my colleague, Julie.
Thanks, Dantea. From 500 miles up in space, the Visible Infrared Imaging Radiometer Suite, or VIIRS, which is what I work on, rides aboard a satellite gathering information about our environment. like ocean chlorophyll levels or algae blooms along the coast. VIIRS is basically just a really fancy camera that's changing the way we see our planet. It has a rotating telescope to gather particles of light called photons that travel through various lenses, mirrors, and detectors to generate data that's used to identify things, like emerging storm patterns. VIIRS' tracking capabilities can increase warning times on approaching hurricanes and forest fires, and this ultimately saves lives. On board a different satellite, RTX's new Glimmer instrument will collect and process information from across the electromagnetic spectrum to get a detailed view of coastal water conditions. Glimmer will provide precise measurements of ocean ecosystems in the Gulf of Mexico, parts of the U.S. coastline, and the Amazon River. These markers can be used to detect coral bleaching and red tide, and will help decision makers rapidly respond to coastal disasters, like an oil spill. Back here on the ground, RTX is optimizing technologies that predict stream flow and flooding to better understand drought and other water quality challenges. Our goal is to help communities become a more climate-ready nation.
These are just a few innovations we're working on to help protect our oceans and our planet. We've already seen a tremendous level of teamwork, ingenuity, and enthusiasm from this season's first Tech Challenge teams. It's truly inspiring, and we look forward to seeing more of your STEM skills in action. You should be so proud of your accomplishments, no matter the result of today's event. I know we truly are. Best of luck, teams.
All right, thank you so much, Archie. We have a four spot. Test. Mike. All right, let's try that again. We have a few more sponsors we'd like to thank in addition to RTX. First off, BC Hydro and our corporate team sponsor, Motorola. Thank you all so much. We ask all of you to honor the first ethos of gracious professionalism. This means doing your best work. And at the same time, we're going to respect and value other students, teams, and volunteers here. And who better to help explain gracious professionalism than Woody Flowers himself?
Gracious professionalism is the positive, kind, and respectful way in which we treat each other. It's the reason that the FIRST community is so special.
It's about balancing competition and cooperation. And it's all about cooperating in a time of manner while even though there's stress, even though there's conflicts, we should always be in a respectful and kind manner to no matter who we are talking to.
In a first setting, it's being nice to your teammates and being willing to lend a helping hand, even if you know, next match you may be competing against them.
Our team tries to use gracious professionalism at an event by always supporting other teams, be willing to lend parts to others, and showing kindness to others no matter the outcome of a match.
I was competing against another team and they had forgot to charge their battery. So I had one that was fully charged and I handed it to them because I wanted it to be a fair match and to make sure that everyone was having fun.
Helping a kid who rarely smiled because he had a rough time light up with joy when he had his first robot move, and that gave me so much joy because I know that made his day, maybe his week, maybe even his year.
I want to be a leader and like a person people can look to for support and help.
You can be a gracious professional both in your everyday life and in your future just by being kind and respectful to everyone and helping everyone out.
I work hard to learn technical skills so that I can help run local events in the community, and I actively mentor others to do the same.
When I go to school, sometimes we have group projects and they're a little bit tough, and gracious professionalism can really help me through that with the collaboration and feedback sessions.
We can, build sort of this ecosystem where everyone is happy and everyone's respecting each other and flourishing together as a family.
Do I sound better? Cool. All right.
Each year, First Tech Challenge creates a new and challenging game for teams to learn and compete in. In this year's season, Into the Deep, presented by RTX, teams will dive their robots into the depths of the ocean to explore the unknown and reveal its wonders. This season, students will explore the complex ecosystems in the depths of the ocean, revealing its wonders, and learning how each inhabitant has a role to play in building a thriving environment. Teams will collaborate and innovate as they design, build, program, and operate robots to complete unique objectives in this ocean-inspired, thrilling head-to-head challenge. Let's take a look again at this year's season challenge.
Welcome to the First Tech Challenge 2024 to 2025 season game, Into the Deep, presented by RTX. Two alliances of two teams each compete to retrieve and score samples into net zones, low baskets, and high baskets. Human players assemble clips onto samples to create specimens, which can be scored on the low chambers or high chambers. Each match begins with a 30-second autonomous period. Following auto is the 2-minute teleoperated period. The last 30 seconds of teleop is the end game. Robots may continue scoring samples and specimens, but can earn additional points by contacting the low rung, achieving a low-level ascent or high-level ascent, or parking in the observation zone. The alliance that earns the most points wins the match.
I'd like to give some special attention to the groups of volunteers making this event possible. Starting off would be, of course, our judges in the blue shirts over there. These individuals have the difficult job of singling out the best of the best from today's teams. They've already been busy this morning interviewing teams and reviewing team information. They'll be in the pits, watching matches, and then deliberating later today. We look forward to seeing the results of your effortless deliberation, judges. Next, I'd like to introduce you to the First Technical Advisors, or FTAs, Control System Advisors, or CSAs, and the Robot Inspectors. Where are you, Hanson? There you are. And you over there. Our technical volunteers know the ins and outs of the robot control system we use to run this competition and are key to keeping this event moving smoothly. They ensure robots are running perfectly on the field. Thank you once again. And lastly, I'd like to introduce the zebras of the field, our referees. Our referees have the difficult job of ensuring everyone is playing by the rules. As in all sports, their rulings are final and there will be no video replays. Why'd you clap at that? Please help us stick to the schedule by respecting their decisions and directing questions to the question box. This lovely white box here. Please, please don't come to me with questions. Go here. Lastly, of course, these aren't volunteers, but are in fact your mentors and coaches who are critical to the students' learning experience and our team's success. Many of you are also mentoring teams from one of our other FIRST programs, such as FLL or FRC, and may even be FIRST alumni yourselves. On behalf of FIRST, a big thank you to all the mentors and coaches out here today. All right, here's the rundown of how everything's going to go today. First off, in just a few moments, we'll begin our qualification matches on the field here today, and we'll be wrapping up around 4 p.m. Then the teams will be leaving for their team social this evening. Then, tomorrow, we'll be playing a few more qualification matches, and then we'll have alliance selection, where the top-ranked teams will be able to pick their partners to go into the playoffs for elimination matches and for the big win. Don't forget to visit the specialty event booth off the mezzanine to get your t-shirts for merchandise, or t-shirts or merchandise, excuse me. They canceled? Christine! Forget what I just said. All right, before we get started, a quick few things about safety. Do any of you remember where the exits are, where Dr. Fitzgerald pointed? Who remembers? Perfect, perfect. Only less than half of you got it, which means we're doomed. Does anyone remember where the exits are in the pits? I shouldn't have expected such an answer. All right. There are also fire extinguishers at the building. Does anyone know where the fire extinguishers are? I like how this half the room points that way, that half the room points that way. Perfect. Keeping us safe is everyone's responsibility. So during the course of this event, please keep walkways and exits clear. If you see something unsafe like a tripping hazard or a spill, please correct the issue immediately or ask pit admin for help. In addition to physical safety, let's also talk about emotional or psychological safety. Everyone here deserves a safe, nurturing, and fun experience. If something or someone is making you feel uncomfortable, please find a trusted adult and ask for help. We are a community who looks out for each other, so if you see someone who might be struggling, please check in with them and see how you can help. Thank you all for making this a much safer place. Thank you. All right. Before we begin, everyone please rise for the national anthem of Canada. Teams, are you ready to get the provincials started? Oh, okay, quick announcement from Christine, sorry.
Dean and I are just negotiating here. Just a reminder from our AV table, they have to be able to see the fields as well as the referees for countdowns. Do not stand in front of the table, and if you want to sit, please sit right up by the caution tape. We want to keep the walkways clear.
Thanks for ruining the mood. All right, let's get this round started. Teams for the first match, come and get your robots started. Welcome everyone to field number 1 for qualification match number 1. Let's introduce these teams coming up. Starting off on the Red Alliance, it's team 16353.
We've got the Reynolds Raiders from Victoria, BC.
Woo! And their alliance partner, 3491.
Fix It, also from Victoria, BC.
On the Blue Alliance side, starting off is team 17453.
Turbo from St. Margaret's School in Victoria, BC.
And lastly, 16448.
Aimbot Robotics from Coquitlam, BC.
All right, we're ready to get this match underway. Teams behind the lines. In 3, 2, 1, dive!
Starting off the anonymous 16448. Hello. 16448 gets 2 neutral blocks into the upper baskets with 349 matching that plus 1 up to 3. 16353 Reynolds Raiders also managed to get 2 of their, now looking for position for 3 specimens on the upper chamber.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
We now move on to the teleop period. 16448 on the Blue Alliance seems to be going for a upper basket, and they get it. 17453 is now moving over to collect some of their blue samples there. And 3491 got yet another neutral block up in the upper basket. Moving back to the Blue Alliance, 16453 seemed to get another block up into the upper basket using their using their 2-stage input. We now go back to the Red Alliance, where they have brought over another red sample, which can be turned into a specimen there, and they are continuing to do that. 16440 is looking to line up yet another block into the upper basket, and they successfully get it. 17453 Turbo is now moving another block into the observation zone. Oh, never mind. They seem to be bringing it over to their partner to potentially help them get yet another basket. Going back to the Red Alliance, 3491. We now enter the end game. So at this point, the teams may enter the observation zone to prepare for potential thing there, and where they can get the most amount of points here. They can also go into the observation zone where they would be able to get another 3 more points. All right. And with that, that's the end of the first qualification match.
All right, folks, we will have your scores after the next qualification match. So after qualification match number 2, we will have your scores for match number 1, so stay tuned. Alrighty, everyone, we're moving on to qualification match number 2. Let's introduce the teams. Starting off on the Red Alliance's team 20-0-25,
the Esquimalt Atom Smashers from Victoria, BC.
And their alliance partner 16-0-31,
Parabellum from Port Coquitlam.
Moving over to the Blue Alliance, starting off as team 16-205,
the Lightning Bots from Coquitlam, BC.
And lastly, 26-0-25,
Furious Frogs, also from Coquitlam, BC.
All right, Red Alliance, you ready? All right, count it down, Dean.
All right, let's get this match underway. Teams behind the lines, dive in 3, 2, 1, go!
26-0-25, managing to successfully get a specimen up onto the upper chamber there, handing over 2 more samples to potentially be turned into specimens. They get a 3rd specimen on the upper chamber. 16-205 seems to have also been able to get 2 more samples up into the top basket, getting a 3rd. 20-0-25 seem to have been working.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, moving on to the tally-up period, 16-0-31 is right in position to potentially get another small basket there. They seem to be having a bit of a struggle with it, but they are looking to move on now. From that, 20-0-25 managed to get a red specimen up onto the upper chamber there. Going to the Blue Alliance, 26-0-25 managed to get yet another yellow specimen into the upper basket there, while 16-205 has passed a couple of samples over to be turned into specimens by the human player. 20-0-25, the Esquimalt Atom Smashers has also managed to turn 2 more of the red blocks into specimens there, which they've managed to now clip 3 up onto the upper chamber. In the 3 seconds here, we're going to move into the 1 minute period where there's going to be 30 seconds now until the end game there. 16-205 is past another specimen up to the, or another sample to be turned into a specimen up to the human player there, and are now aiming to, and successfully did get another specimen up onto the upper rung. There. 20-0-25 now getting another, looks like a 5th specimen up onto the upper rung. Well, that buzzer now means that there is 30 seconds left, which means that it has now entered endgame. So a reminder to the teams that they are now able to go position themselves for a lower ascent, upper ascent, or go park in the observation zone. Now with 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is the end game. Congratulations to these teams. They performed very well. We now have the scores up from qualification match number 1 there, where the Red Alliance, oh, a little cutscene. The Red Alliance has won with 257 points there, in contrast to the Blue with 112. Congratulations to those teams.
All right, moving on here to qualification match number 3. Let's introduce the teams. Starting off on the Red Alliance, 22-8-17.
Notbot from Vancouver, BC.
And their alliance partner, 22-6-48.
Robotic Raiders from Delta, BC.
Moving on to the Blue Alliance is Team 24-6-22.
Rambots Purple from Victoria, BC.
And lastly, 18-8-41.
KSS 1 from Surrey, BC.
So you ready? Hey, Kyle.
All right. Take it away, Dean.
All right, let's get this match underway. Teams behind the lines. Dive in 3, 2, 1, go!
Starting off the teleop period, 22-8-1-7, Notbot has now moved into the observation zone where they should be able to get some parking points there. But it doesn't seem that any of the other teams have any significant auto period here. In 9 seconds here, we're now going to move on to the teleop period.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Now starting off the teleop period, 24-6-22 is going for what looks like an upper chamber there, and they get it. Same with 22-6-48 on the Red Alliance there. We now have 22-8-1-7 passing over a sample that can potentially be turned into a specimen there for an upper chamber or a lower chamber. It seems that the teams so far have mostly been going for upper chamber. 18-8-4-1 KSS1 now moving to collect what looks like a yellow sample there. They do not seem to pick it up, unfortunately, but they are now moving it over closer to the observation zone. 22-1-7 there, passing another sample into the observation zone to be turned into a specimen. And they go position themselves for an upper chamber, and they successfully get the hang there. 24-6-2-2 now aiming to put another clip on, and they position another specimen there. 24-6-4-8 there, Robotic Raiders now looking to potentially get a couple more of the samples into the net zone there, and they've successfully gotten 4 already. With 30 seconds left now, the teams are potentially able to go into either the observation zone or the ascent zone to get a first, second, or third level ascent. All right, in 10 seconds here, the game is going to end. So in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the game has now ended. Okay, and now looking for the scores for qualification match number 2. And the Blue Alliance won the last match, getting a 270. So that was Team 16-205 and 26-025. Got 270 points in contrast to Reds 101. Congratulations to those teams.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Happy with that?
It's a bit unpopulated.
Thank you.
Sorting with your Legos.
Yes.
All right, starting off qualification match number 4 on the Red Alliance, we have 18-5-89.
From Vancouver, it's St. Pat's Celtics Silverfish.
Again, on the Red Alliance, we now have 13-4-59.
Coming in from Victoria, it's Dudley Dash.
On the Blue Alliance, now we have 19-4-61.
From Maple Ridge, it's Epsilon.
From the same school, we've got on the Blue Alliance 15-6-39.
Also from Maple Ridge, give it up for Genesis.
I'm gonna need that.
All right, red line's ready? All red line's ready? Yes. Blue line's ready. Take it away, Dean.
All right, we are now going to start the match. 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, the match has begun, starting off in the autonomous period. 19-4-61, Epsilon placing one specimen, but their alliance partner unfortunately dropping their piece far outside of the field. Meanwhile, Red Alliance seems stationary. They're not going to compete in this autonomous, while the Blue Alliance takes the lead with another specimen placed by Epsilon. With 3 seconds left, Blue Alliance is going to come out in the lead.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Tele-operated gun. Drivers have complete control over their robots here. Starting off on the Red Alliance side. Looks like Blue Alliance is having some technical issues, so Red Alliance is going to swing right into action here with 18-5-89. St. Pat's Celtic Silverfish trying to grab a piece here with their controls, but are having a bit of trouble with it. Meanwhile, their alliance partner gracious enough to drop one red sample over right next to them as they grab another. Oh, missing it with their claws. St. Pat's still having a bit of technical issues here. Let's see if they can get back into it while the Blue Alliance is about to keep their lead with 15-6-39. Genesis lining up a piece, trying to get it out of the robot. They're having a bit of trouble, though. It's barely fitting between the caps. There we go. One lower basket shot by the Blue Alliance. Speaking of the Blue Alliance, Epsilon with their home team has gotten 5 specimens onto the submersible. An impressive amount here, keeping them in the lead with less than a minute left in the match. Blue Alliance holds it over 5 times over, 81-4. Red Alliance, though, looks like they're finally getting into gear. Silverfish going over, trying to grab a piece while their alliance partner Dudley Dash moves a piece of the... Oh, no! As I say it, they're beached on top of a sample, unable to move with their mechanism wheels that they spin around. With 30 seconds left, we've entered the end game here, folks. Ooh! Genesis almost tearing apart their alliance partner as they're trying to get pieces in. Genesis lining up their piece. They got it in. Their dropper lining up with the lower bucket, but they miss. As their alliance partner latches onto the submersible, they're in the air. Red Alliance has one robot latched on. They're in the air as well. 2, 1. That is game. We will have your final scores here after the next match. In the meantime, let's see your scores for qualification match number 3. Your winner for qualification match number 3 is going to be your Red Alliance with a score of 64 points to the Blue Alliance's 53.
actually like a requirement for how random it should be. I know. It's just funny seeing some. That's my big effort. All right. Okay, starting now. 1 minute. I'm giving 1 minute warning. 1 minute warning. Don't.
So. All right, everyone. Qualification match number 5. Let's introduce the teams. Starting off on the Red Alliance is Team 22-263.
Thunderbots from Victoria, BC.
And their alliance partner, 25-748.
NCS Trailblazers from Nanaimo, BC.
Moving over to the Blue Alliance, starting off as Team 22-111.
Mecha Mustangs from Surrey, BC.
And their alliance partner, 23-430.
PMR Phoenix from Port Moody, BC.
All right, we're ready to get this match underway. Drivers behind the lines. In 3, 2, 1, dive.
Oh, in the autonomous period, both the Red Alliance had specimens in their grasp of the robots, but they did not seem to be able to be moving there. They seemed quite stationary. 23-430 seems to be having a very successful autonomous period, already grabbing 2 of the specimens and putting them on the top rung. And we now have 6 seconds left in the autonomous period. And 3, 2, 1, and it's over.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
22-111 releasing the sample that they'd had in the lower basket there, getting what looks like a successful thing, but they seem to be stationary currently. We now move to 23-430 Phoenix, handing over some more of the samples turned into specimens there. They seem to be doing very successfully here. With 22-111, Mecha Mustang successfully releasing that one sample there. 25-748 on the Red Alliance has now put up another 2 specimens onto the upper rung there. Oh, and a hard crash into the their alliance member there. 2263 Thunderbot seems to have also gotten a successful lower basket there, releasing a sample there. We now have a minute left in the match with the Blue Alliance seeming to be up just by a bit there. They've got 2 specimens matched with the Red Alliance's 2. But they have a couple more baskets here with the Mecha Mustang seemingly being quite consistent with getting those samples up in the basket. Oh, and the Trailblazers have now put on a 3rd specimen onto the upper rung. We now have 30 seconds left in the match, which means that, yet again, the end game has now begun. Teams may look at getting into Ascent here if they so please to get a couple extra points there. And it looks like the Thunderbolts are getting one of those there with the Mecha Mustangs also touching there. And we are done the match now. We're now going to announce the results from the fourth qualification match, so the one preceding this one. And the winners of this match were the Blue Alliance. So the Blue Alliance there got 97 points, in contrast to the Red Alliance's 19. That was the last match. Yeah. All right. We are now going to switch over to the second area here, second field for the sixth qualification match.
One thing I will say, the tone is variation is better. It should be a bit more melodic. Like it still sounds like standing and not an
Okay, sounds good.
Not actually, but
Have it have more ups and downs. All right, back on field number 2 for qualification match number 6. Let's introduce the teams. Starting off on the Red Alliance, represented is Team 24-8-28. The Disciples from Whitehorse, who unfortunately seem to be missing on this match. And their alliance partner, Team 27-1-54. Fireweed Robotics, also from Whitehorse. Moving over to the Blue Alliance, starting off with 22-66. Power from Vancouver. And their alliance partner, 24-32. Inferno from Port Moody. All right, let's get this match underway. Drivers behind the lines. Dive in 3, 2, 1, go! Starting off the autonomous period, it seems that only Power from Vancouver here is going to have a autonomous period here. They've successfully got one of the upper baskets there and positioned for themselves and got a second in the upper basket in their autonomous period. With 10 seconds left in the autonomous period, they position themselves for a third, which they also get. All right. Very successful autonomous period from Power there.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
We now start the teleop period, where the teams seem to be doing what they seem to be good at. Power seems to be very consistent at putting those samples in the upper basket there. Fireweed Robotics managing to get their robot off the line. They looked to potentially get a sample up and unfortunately did not seem to be able to do that there. 24-32 there. The Inferno team now seeming to be pushing back a couple samples to turn into specimens in the observation zone there. Power seems to, yet again, still be very consistent at putting those samples up at the top basket there, now putting what looks like to be 6, taking a quite considerable lead over the Fireweed Robotics team. 24-32 is managed to successfully put one of these specimens up on top.
which Fireweed Robotics has now managed to successfully match, positioning themselves to for what looks like another specimen here. They managed to successfully grab it, and they are putting it right back up onto the upper rung there. So very successful there. 2432 is now looking to get a third specimen on top, and they managed to get it. With 30 seconds left, we now move on to the end game. So the robots now can go park and potentially try to get a couple more points there, where Fireweed seems to be getting another attempt at putting a specimen up on the chambers there. We now have 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. It seems that Fireweed has successfully parked in the observation. They're a very good match from both of them. Now announcing the results of the last match, qualification match number 5. The winner seems to be the Blue Alliance. The Blue Alliance with 149 points. Teams, the Mecha Mustangs and Phoenix seem to be winning up against Red Alliance's 58 points there. We now head back to field number 1 for the 7th qualification match.
Before we begin this next match, I would like to remind the audience that we're going on a half-hour match break after qualification match number 7. I repeat, we will be going on a half-hour break for after qualification match number 7. Alrighty, folks, qualification match number 7 here on field number 1. Let's introduce the teams. Starting off on the Red Alliance is team 26908.
Teamsters from Nanaimo, BC.
And their alliance partner 16448.
Aimbot Robotics from Coquitlam, BC.
Moving on over to the Blue Alliance, starting off as team 16031.
Parabellum from Port Coquitlam, BC.
And lastly, 18840.
Reynolds Robots from Victoria, BC.
All right, let's get this match underway. Teams behind the lines. Dive in 3, 2, 1, go!
We now start off the autonomous period where 3 teams seem to have their robots moving there. Both of the red seeming to be relatively successful in their movement there. 26908 collecting a specimen, which they look to potentially get on the top rung, and they miss, unfortunately. We do see that Aimbot Robotics has gotten 2 successful top baskets, getting a third there, while the blue team seems to not have scored many points this autonomous.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
We now start off the teleop period where the both of the blue teams seem to be aiming to restart their lead there. Unfortunately, seems that the Reynolds Robots robot has seemed to stop there. Red seeming to want to widen their lead. They've now got 2 specimens attached to the upper rung and 4 yellow attached to the or in the upper basket. 31 Parabellum getting cube into the observation zone after an unsuccessful lower basket attempt. They are now looking to maybe get an upper basket there, but it seems to be reaching just a little bit short, unfortunately. Reynolds Raybots getting back in the action there. They attempted to get a rung there, but we're not seeming to be able to get that quite yet. The Red Alliance there, aimbot Robotics, now getting another sample lined up for another successful upper basket. Additionally, the Teamsters have seemed to be very successful at getting specimens up into the upper rung there, with Parabellum managing to get another lower basket there. They seem to be doing all right there. Yet again, that whistle means that we now have 30 seconds left in the match for teams to gain points. Oh, Reynolds Raybot seems to be moving quickly again there, but they seem to be paused, unfortunately. Going up for what seems to be a last attempt. Oh, they got a 16-4-4-8. Seems to have gotten another lower basket with 2 successful mounts. Very well done on that last match there. Before we move on to the 30-minute break, we're going to announce the results of the last match, qualification match number 6 there. The winners of qualification match number 6 is the Blue Alliance with 163 points to Red Alliance's 38. So large congratulations to the Blue Alliance. We're now going to move on to the 30-minute break there.
So there will be 30 minutes until the next match, qualification match number 8. We will be returning at 2:40 sharp. I repeat, qualification match 7 will begin at 2:40 sharp, meaning all teams in match number 8, please be on the field before 2:40. We know who you are. All right, everyone, welcome back to the field for qualification match number 8. Before we get started, I have a couple of quick announcements to make, and I need you folks to pay attention to them. First off, we have given our first yellow card of the day to a team who has decided to not wear their safety glasses on this side of the yellow line. If you decide to not wear your safety glasses, be warned. We can and will reserve the right to give you a yellow card. Please wear your safety glasses when you're on the field or in the pits. Second one is, many of you have already heard this before, if you have a Wi-Fi hotspot, please turn it off, turn off your Bluetooth. It interferes with the signals down here on the field and can make match start times miserable. Please turn off your hotspot and Bluetooth. Thank you. All right, let's introduce these teams for qualification match number 8. Starting off on the Red Alliance, it's team 22648, Robotic Raiders. And their alliance partner, 19461, Epsilon. Moving on to the Blue Alliance, starting off team 25748, the Trailblazers. And their alliance partner, 20025, Esquimalt Atom Smashers. All right, let's get this match underway. Drivers behind the lines in 3, 2, 1, dive! All right, the autonomous period has begun here. Unfortunately, it looks like 3 of the robots here are stationary, while one of them has already gone for an attempt at a upper rung there, but fortunately, they did not seem to get either of their attempts there. They go now for a third one, which was unsuccessful, unfortunately. Good attempt on the autonomous period there.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
All right, we now start the teleop period, where all of the teams seem to be moving except for Epsilon there, who now have got their robot moving. We see now that on the Blue Alliance, the Trailblazers are going for what looks like an upper basket, which they got. This team has been very continuously successful at getting upper baskets this tournament. We also see on the Red Alliance that 22-648, the Robotic Raiders seem to have gotten 2 of the samples up into the net zone there. We now see that the Atom Smashers have gotten a 3rd sample into the upper basket, while the Trailblazers seem to be working on getting the first specimen, or second specimen, onto the upper rung there. 19-461 Epsilon has also managed to successfully get 2 specimens onto the upper rung there. Should be helping to score them a couple of points. We now see that the Robotic Raiders have managed to get 4 different neutral samples into the net zone, helping out their team a bit there, while the Atom Smashers get another sample into the upper basket there. Very successful on that so far. We see now that Epsilon has managed to get 5 specimens up onto the upper rung there, which is very successful for that team. And now aiming for 6, they get it. The team's now positioning themselves for a ascent there. We have the team managing to get what looks like 1 successful ascent onto the bar there. And there's a very good match from the groups. Done. All right, we're now going to announce the scores from the 7th qualification match, so the match just before the break there. So, the winner of this last one on qualification match number 7 looks to be like... It was the Red Alliance. So the Red Alliance had 210 points. Looks to be one of the highest so far, in contrast to the blue team's 19 points there, but they managed to rack up 20 foul points, unfortunately. All right, we now move on to qualification match number 9 here.
Oh, there you are. Hey, if you're going to start it, I'm on. Yes, I start things. I never finish them, though. Alrighty, everyone, back to field number 1 for qualification match number 9. Let's introduce the teams. Starting off on the Red Alliance's team 22-8-17, Notbot. And their alliance partner, team 22-66, Power, with their very large rebuild. Moving over to the Blue Alliance, starting off team 17-4-53, we've got Turbo from St. Margaret's. And rounding off the Blue Alliance, 24-32, Inferno.
All right, Red Alliance, you guys ready? Thumbs up, Blue Alliance, are you guys ready? I'm just going to wait for Kyle and give him the insight. What's that? And Helen. Okay, cool. All right. Go for it.
All right, let's get this match underway. Drivers behind the lines. Dive in 3, 2, 1, go! Starting off the autonomous period, it seems that every single robot has managed to move. One of them just moving to the observation area, the Notbot. Fortunately, it looks like Power's robot was going for a upper level ascent, but they seem to be off by a couple inches, so they've missed both of their upper baskets, whereas the PMR Inferno has managed to just move to the observation zone there.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Starting up the teleop period, all of the robots seem to be functional, with the red being in the lead with now 4 samples in the upper baskets scored by Power there. Seem to be another team that's very consistent at getting those samples in the upper baskets. We also see that the NotBot seems to be moving a lot of samples into the area, into the observation zone to be turned into specimens there, while 2266 has successfully managed to get what looks like 6 samples into the observation area. 17-4-53 Turbo here now positioning to pick up for a potentially 2. While 24-32 has gotten 3 successful specimens onto the upper rung and look like they're positioning themselves for a 4th, which they get. Congratulations to them. The Red Alliance seems to now be going for the specimens there after collecting quite a few at the start. The NotBot has been very good at getting those hooks right onto the top there, now getting 4 matching Blue Alliances, whereas their partners have been consistently putting them up in the upper baskets. 17-4-53 Turbo looking to try to get their first samples in the baskets there, with 24-32 managing to get what looks like 4 successful specimens on top. Oh, and they just missed their 5th there. Bit misaligned. Power looks to get their first sample in. Oh, and repositioning themselves. They get it in the top basket. Congratulations to them. Very good match there by all teams. All right, we are now going to announce the results of the 8th qualification match, so the one just before this. The winner of the 8th qualification match seems to be the Blue Alliance. Congratulations to the Blue Alliance with their 110 points to Reds 101. Very close match there. Either way. We now are going to begin the prep for qualification match number 9. All right, let's introduce these teams to qualification match number 10, halfway through the day. Starting off on the Red Alliance team, 26-0-25. Furious Frogs supporting their mantras, their very green robot there. And their alliance partner, 13-4-59. Dudley Dash. Moving over to your Blue Alliance, starting off as team 26-9-08. Team Stores. And their alliance partner, 22-1-11. Mecha Mustangs with their shiny robot. All right, folks, let's get this match underway. Drivers behind those lines in 3, 2, 1, go! The autonomous period starting out, both alliances seeming to have very strong autonomous periods from the previous match there. Unfortunately, 26908 Teamsters seems to be slightly misaligned for their first sample, and they now get the second one in there, though. Whereas the Mecha Mustangs, yet again, very successful autonomous period so far, have gotten 3 successful samples and missed their 4th.
Drivers,
But they
pick
should
up your
now be
controllers.
positioned pretty well.
3, 2, 1.
The Red Alliance starts now with 4 specimens on the upper rung, slightly just beating the Blue Alliance's 3. But none in the baskets yet, with the Furious Frogs getting the very first successful sample in their upper baskets. They are doing that very quickly with what looks like to be a very strong intake system there. The 26908 Teamsters also seems to be racking up those samples in the top there, now getting 4, looking to potentially go up for a 5th. They are setting up, and they get it. Very well done. In the meantime, their teammate on the Mecha Mustangs is setting up for a bunch of different samples it looks like they've got for there, and they have an interesting design. They rotate the specimens upside down before hooking them on, which is quite unique to their robot from what I've seen so far. 3459 Dudley Dash looked to get another specimen on the very top rung there, but unfortunately missed. But they still have 4 there, rivaling the 5 on the Blue Alliances. Both teams have had very strong sample scores. It seems that the Furious Frogs is very focused on getting a lot of samples up into that upper basket as quickly as possible there. Very high-paced match here, and now only 30 seconds left, which means it's now entering the endgame period. So some of these teams may be wanting to get a sense here. One of the teams, the Mecha Mustangs, I'm pretty sure, now positioning themselves for the ascent there. Nope, that was not the Mecha Mustangs. All right, with 3, 2, 1. Oh, and the blue team just managing to get ascent with the second ascent coming slightly after. Well done to all teams. Very high-scoring match there. All right, we are now going to announce the results of the prior match. Yet again, qualification number 9's scores are... All right, the winner of qualification match number 9, the one right before this one, Red Alliance was the winners of that one. So the Red Alliance got 267 points there. Definitely one of the highest, if not the highest, of the match so far, in contrast to the 74 scored by Blue, which is still pretty reputable. Well done to both those teams there. We now move on to the 11th qualification match, more than halfway through the day here.
Alrighty, qualification match number 11 here on field number 1. Let's introduce the teams. Starting off on the Red Alliance is Team 12205.
Lightning Bots from Coquitlam, BC.
And their alliance partner, Team 15639.
Genesis. Yeah, didn't.
Moving over to the blue, starting off 18840.
Reynolds Robots.
And their alliance partner, Team 27154.
Fireweed Robotics with their cardboard robot.
Blue Alliance, are you ready? Thumbs up. Okay.
All right. Let's get this match underway. Drivers behind the lines in 3, 2, 1, dive. All right, both of the autonomous period, both of the blue robots there seeming to be aiming towards getting blue specimens on the upper rung there, both starting with them. We see that the team on the red alliance, though, has already gotten 2 successful. Aimed for a third that they unfortunately did not get. They now line up for a third, and they also missed that, unfortunately. No points aside from 1 parking
3,
in this
2,
autonomous period.
1.
All right, we now start up the teleop period. Aiming left off, we see that Genesis going for the sample in the upper basket that they missed, which they successfully get, and Goer picking up for another one. We see that the blue alliance seems to be trying to make some stuff happen there, pick up some of those samples now, which, 18840 Reynolds Raybots went for a upper basket, which they unfortunately missed there. Fireweed now trying to get a sample into the observation zone to be turned into a specimen, while their alliance partner goes for another reach, which they unfortunately miss. Finally getting a sample into the upper basket, Reynolds Raybots scores the first point of their match, aside from that 1 blue specimen attached to the upper rung. While 16205, the Lightning Bots, now has not only 2 specimens attached to the upper rung, but it looks like 6 lined up more that they might be able to get up. With 40 seconds left in the match, they might be a little pressed for time, but we will see here. 27-154, Fireweed looking to try to get another specimen up onto the upper rung there. With 30 seconds left on the clock, they might be able to get some more points here. It looks now that one of the teams might be looking to go for a lower ascent there, hooking onto the lower bar. Seem to be having some struggles, but Fireweed manages to get a second, now a third specimen onto that upper bar. In contrast to the 9 light. All right, and that's the end of the teleop period there. Well done by both teams. We will now be announcing the results of the halfway match there, qualification match number 10. With the winner of that match being the Blue Alliance there, getting another event high score, 2 back-to-back with 285 points, which is really good. Unfortunately, the Reds 190, which is also very high, was not able to match that, but very, very good, strong performance from both the teams.
So the batteries in the receivers were dying. That's what was happening. So they're replacing this ones right now. They just replaced D. So we're good. Which one? No, we're fine. No. I'm talking about the mic. We're fine. We're fine. Tune in on that conversation.
So the teleop period is defined as being 2 minutes long without the extra 2 seconds. But is there a grace period? How much is the key question? Anybody knows where that is?
Most of the rules, right?
Yes.
And so momentary.
Robots are motionless at the end of teleop. No longer be active.
Last seconds up on the bar.
After the end of the teleop period. To make their best effort to stop gameplay immediately at the end of the match.
Whether or not that was in the game or not.
So that was before the end or not.
No, not at then that turns into...
Don't think give the score, but then
we give the score, but also the major, I think, is the...
Swap for everything in this? Just a little.
Yeah. I'll do GA circle next.
Yeah, that would not be a result.
Score the rest.
It says they have to put in their best effort to not move, stop the
Yeah.
Yeah, but as soon as
Let's introduce it.
Moving now on to qualification match number 12. On the Red Alliance, we have Rambots Purple. Oh, Rambots Purple there. In addition, we also have on the Red Alliance 22263 Thunderbots. All right.
Clap.
Yeah. Clap. Woo. On the Blue Alliance, we also have 16353 Reynolds Raiders.
Okay, hold on a minute. Let's try that again. 22263 Thunderbots. There we go.
All right, there we are.
And Disciples.
And finally, on the Blue Alliance, we have 24828 The Disciples.
All right. Blue Alliance. Jonas, go for it. Go.
All right. The 12th qualification match is going to start in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, starting off in the autonomous period, Blue Alliance down a team, but not out. Already placing one specimen on the submersible, lining up to place another. Human player lines it up. Robot picks it up successfully. 16-3, 93. 53. Reynolds Robo Raiders gets second specimen, latching on for their third. They succeed. 2 seconds left.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
The bell is rung and the robots are off into teleoperated period. Starting off, Red Alliance trying to swing into gear here. They're having a bit of technical issues getting their robots started up. And Blue Alliance already holding a dominant lead right now, 63 points to the Red Alliance's nil coming out of autonomous period. Red Alliance starting off with Thunderbots, lining up their own specimen, trying to latch it on. Oh, falling right off, sadly. Their alliance partners trying to move into place. Getting another specimen lined up, but Blue Alliance, Reynolds handily putting in one sample into the upper basket, lining up another. There's a second one. Raiders is down an alliance partner, but leading in the charge, 87 points. So Red Alliance is 10. With a minute left, Red Alliance is starting to speed up their advance here. Thunderbots grabs a piece, turns it into a specimen, lines up their bot. As their alliance partner scores one sample in the mid basket. Blue Alliance still holding that lead, 95-23, but the Red Alliance is finally swinging into gear, placing a second specimen on the submersible. Blue Alliance is just stacking the deck figuratively and literally here, placing another sample, grabbing one from the human player station, and stacking another sample in the high basket. 25 seconds left. We've entered the end game here, folks. Red Alliance drops their specimen as they head back to the human player station and placing one piece down to get it picked up. 13 seconds left. Reynolds trying to get some last second pieces left. Literally last second, 7 seconds left. Thunderbots, they're trying to latch on, but with 0 seconds left, that is game. We will have your final scores at the end of the next match. Stay tuned. In the meantime, we have your scores for qualification match number 11. The winner for match number 11 will be your Red Alliance Red Alliance taking match 11 with a score of 134 points to the Blue Alliance's 57. All right, starting off the 13th qualification match on the Red Alliance. We have Team 18831, KSS1. On the second person for the Red Alliance, we have Team 3491. Fix it! Moving over to the Blue Alliance, we have Team 23430, Phoenix. With them is 18589. Swimming alongside is St. Pat's Celtic Silverfish. Before we get started on this next match, I would like to make a quick announcement here from field side. Teams on the field, I would especially like you to hear this. First off, 2 reminders about rules. First, at the end of tally-up, when the buzzer goes off, your hands should be off of the controller by the beginning of the buzzer. They should not be off by the end of it. So that means that when you hear the buzzer, just let go of the controller. It should not be in your hands. Second, the starting configuration should not go past the boundary of the wall. So if you have something hanging over the boundary, that is a not valid starting configuration, and it must be within the robot perimeter. We now start the 13th qualification match in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Qualification match number 13, starting off with Team 23-430, Phoenix placing one specimen on the submersible, with their Alliance partner already placing one sample in the high-level basket. Red Alliance getting their own sample as well. 10 seconds left. Blue Alliance leading the charge right now. 28 to the Red Alliance's 8 points. A third sample placed with no other specimen or...
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
All right, the bell has begun and the robots are off. Drivers are in complete control over their robots here. Starting off with Phoenix placing 2 specimens lined up for their robot to place, while the Red Alliance's KSS-1 lines up their robot arm to latch that specimen on. Oh, dropping it on the other side. Unfortunate, but moving on. Blue Alliance is 18-5, 89. St. Pat's Celtic Silverfish placing, seems to be their third sample in the high basket, keeping the Blue Alliance in the lead, 95-20. Blue Alliance holding that substantial lead over the Red Alliance, but they can still bring it back. Blue Alliance here, Phoenix latching on their 4th specimen as it swings back and forth on the robot. KSS-1 latching themselves onto the submersible, dropping their specimen into the pile, unfortunately. They can't get off. Their motor is stuck on the submersible as they break off. A minute left in the match. Blue Alliance still has that lead, 113-20. Fix It, trying to line up their arm to grab another specimen. Unfortunately, having a bit of trouble here with their arm. Meanwhile, with 37 seconds left, we're almost at the end game, and Blue Alliance, that's a bookshelf of specimens on the blue side of the submersible right there. All right, less than 30 seconds left. It's the end game now, folks. Silverfish getting in one last sample in to dump into the dog pile they have at the top of the basket. Meanwhile, Phoenix, they've got another specimen lined up with 11 seconds left. Silverfish lining up to latch on. 7 seconds left. Another specimen on the submersible. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's game. That's the end of qualification match number 13. We will have your scores after the next match. In the meantime, here are your scores for qualification match number 12. The winner of qualification match number 12 is your Blue Alliance with a score of 127 to the Red Alliance's 38. No, I did not say the F word.
You can understand with the full mouth. I was just like, okay, all right, I don't know what.
Look, the only slurs I'll say are Italian ones because us Italians agree that they're all funny. We sing robotics.
Bro, what is this? Oh, yeah. So, no.
What do you guys think?
I think they should run perpendicular to each other. Just to be clean. I quit.
Okay.
All right. Welcome to qualification match number 14. Let's introduce the teams. Starting off on the Red Alliance is team 24-32, Inferno. Clap. Woo. Did you leave your gracious professionalism at the door? Let's try this again. Their alliance partner, 19-4, Epsilon. There we go. Moving over to the Blue Alliance, starting off as team 16-4, Aimbot Robotics. And their alliance partner, 26-0, the Furious Frogs. All right, let's get this match underway. Teams behind the lines in 3, 2, 1, go! Autonomous periods now started off with 16-4, Aimbot getting one sample into the upper basket, positioning themselves for a second, and they get it. On the Red Alliance, the 19-4, Ep seems to have gotten one of the specimens up on the upper rung. They're now lining up, getting a second. Well done there. Furious Frogs managing to get 3 specimens up on the very top. Unfortunately, the Aimbot looked like they were going for a third and missed it, but now are parked.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
With a lead of 98-43, the Blue Alliance is currently in the lead with their specimens up on the rung there. 24-32 there. Inferno is now looking to pick up their first sample of the game. Maybe going for a lower basket there. Positioning themselves, and they get it in. Very well done there. Aimbot now passing up another sample, getting a fourth sample into the upper basket. While in the meantime, Epsilon seems to be lining up to put yet another sample up onto, or specimen up onto the very top rung there, getting 4 to the blue team's 3. With a minute left in 122 for blue and 67 for red, it could quite easily go either way, especially with how consistent Epsilon's been at getting these specimens up onto the upper rungs there. Aimbot's aiming to get the lead still. They go for another sample, unfortunately missing there. While the Furious Frogs are currently lining up a bunch of specimens up at the very end of the observation zone there. Maybe looking to get some up there. They now go, and they clip on their fourth. In contrast, on the red side, Epsilon's been nailing these specimens on the very top. They've got 6 on the upper chamber there. With 33 seconds left, they might be able to snatch a lead back. Only 97 to the blue team's 156, but with a good ascent in the end game now, they might be able to get it. Aimbot getting yet another sample into the upper basket as we enter the last 14 seconds of the game here. The teams might be starting to look towards parking. Oh, and Epsilon seems to be grabbing the lower bar. And, with 3 seconds left. Oh, they just pop up for a lower level ascent. Very well done by both teams. All right, very strong performance from both teams, but let's take a look at the 13th qualification match here. And the winners of the 13 qualification match are the Blue Alliance. The Blue Alliance with 215 points. 41 of those being scored in the teleop wins the 13th qualification match. The Reds 30. Very strong performance by those two teams. We now move to set up for the 15th qualification match.
Like saying we're now moving to set up. Yeah.
All right. Qualification match number 15. You know the drill. Starting off with the Red Alliance's team, 18840.
Reynolds Robots.
And their alliance partner charging in is team 17453. Turbo. Moving over to the Blue Alliance, starting off as team 13459.
Dudley Dash racing against their other St. Margaret's School team.
And their alliance partner, 24622.
Rambots Purple.
I really hope that's serving a functional purpose and isn't just like 3D printed fluff.
It's supposed to be like they said it was generative design. So
I hate it.
I think it looks sick as hell.
I hate it.
Blue Lions, ready? Blue Lions, thank you. Player behind the line.
They're allowed to be there. Team player is allowed. How are they allowed to be behind the line or in front? The human player needs to be able to reach out. It's fine.
Yeah, as long as they're outside the field, they're okay.
So they just have to be on that way, or that way. It's fine.
All right, Blue Lions is ready. Count it down.
All right, let's get this match underway. Drivers behind the lines. In 3, 2, 1, dive!
The autonomous period has begun, but it seems that none of the teams have a autonomous period that moves. This means that it's basically just going to be teleop period from here on out, depending on how strong they are able to go.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
The teleop period has now begun. The Rambots going straight out for a sample there. They go and grab a blue sample to be passed over to their observations zone there. Looking to potentially pick up a sample or a specimen potentially. On the Red Alliance, we see now that the Raybot seems to be positioning himself for a specimen, lining themselves up for a upper clip. They just barely get it. It's just hanging on there. Very dangerous position for them there now, though. Dudley Dash is lining themselves up for a top basket, which they managed to get. Very well done. Rambots getting their very first successful upper specimen there, lining themselves up. They now get a second with 18-840 getting there. Another one on. Unfortunately, they lost their very first one from it hanging. Turbo now looking to pick up some samples from the submersible there, while their teammate Reynolds Raybots get a second one on the upper bar. In contrast, the Rambots now has put a fourth clip on the upper bar, so they're now up a 48-35 lead currently with one sample in the basket and 4 on the top bar. Lining themselves up for a with 30 seconds left on the clock. Oh, it's just got stuck on the very top robot. The Rambots lining up for potentially a 5th upper bar, and they get it. Very well done. With 15 seconds left now on the clock, Blue seems to potentially be taking the lead on this one. Oh, with Dudley Dash falling over, unfortunately. We're not going to be able to get a point for this. Well done on both teams there. We are now going to look towards the 14th qualification match, the last one, and we're going to reveal the scores from it. All right, for the 14th qualification match of the day, we have a Blue win with 203 points to 120. Both very high scores, both very well done. No fouls rewarded on either side, so good, clean match on both sides. Very well done.
All right, everyone, welcome to qualification match number 16. Just 5 more matches until we're done for the day. Let's introduce the teams. Starting off on the Red Alliance, we have Team 18841.
KSS1.
And their alliance partner curving in is Team 16031.
Parabellum.
Moving over to blue, starting off as Team 25748.
The Trailblazers.
And their alliance partner stampeding in 22-11.
The Mecha Mustangs.
All right, let's get this match underway. Drivers behind the lines. Dive in 3, 2, 1, go!
Starting off the autonomous period, it looks like only the Mecha Mustangs has an autonomous here. Passing over another sample into the observation zone where it can be turned into a specimen. They grab another specimen, flipping it over. Oh, they just miss getting it on the top rung there. Now positioned for it again. They miss it yet again. It looks like it's mispositioned there. Unfortunately, not the Mecha Mustang's strongest auto performance there.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And the teleop period is now underway. The Trailblazers looking to potentially get the first sample in the smaller basket. Unfortunately, looks like they reversed the directions of their flippers, not getting it in quite yet. On the other side, we see that one managed to get one sample in the lower basket there, while their teammates are moving around, potentially looking to set up for a specimen there. They go and they managed to latch on. On the blue lines, we see now that the Mecha Mustang seems to be very consistent at putting those specimens up on the top. They've been a strong competitor throughout this competition, now getting 4 different specimens on that top bar. We see now that 16031 Parabellum has gotten 3 samples in the lower basket, scoring their team, along with the one red specimen on the top, 22 points, whereas the blue is now at 67. Aiming to get a sample in the top basket. We see the Mecha Mustang shoot it in. Very well done there. Trailblazers now going for a second lower basket here. They're lining themselves up and just managed to get it in. Very well done. In the meantime, 18841 positioned themselves and successfully got a specimen on the upper rung. Very well done. Yet again, that buzzer means that there's 30 seconds left on the clock here, which means the teams have now entered endgame, where they might be able to score points by positioning themselves in the parking zones or ascent zones there. All right, with 95-32, is Red going to pull this off with an ascent or more baskets? Unfortunately, it does not look like they're going to pull it off. Good game to both of the teams there. With the 16th match over, we now look at the results of the 15th match. Remember, that was Reynolds Robots, Turbo, Dudley Dash, and Rambot Purple there. And the winner of the 15th match was the Blue Alliance with 109 points. Very well done.
Moving on up to qualification match number 17. Let's introduce the teams. Starting off on the Red Alliance is Team 26908, Teamsters. And their alliance partner, 23430,
PMR Phoenix.
Moving on over to the Blue Alliance is Team 24828.
Sporting their white shirts, the Disciples.
And their alliance partner, 22648.
Robotic Raiders.
All right, let's get this match underway. Drivers behind those lines. Dive in 3, 2, 1, go! All right, both of the Red Alliance seems to have started their autonomous period. We've seen a very strong performance from the Teamsters there, especially with their robot getting high samples in the upper box there. They've gone 3 for 3 in the last match and go 3 for 3 again, with the Red Alliance also getting the Phoenix getting 2 successful specimens on the upper rung there. Very well done.
Drivers, pick up your controllers.
All right, we now
3, 2, 1.
We now move on to the teleop period. So Red seeming to have a bit of trouble with starting for the Phoenixes. They're switching over from the autonomous to the teleop period. Their teammates, the Teamsters, are now pretty consistently knocking those samples into the upper basket. Also successfully getting some of those in the upper basket. The team from the Yukon, the Disciples, has managed to get 1 sample in the upper basket. Fortunately, they look like they dropped their second, but they seem to be recovering pretty well here. The Phoenix team has now started to get their robot moving again. Looks like they're trying to collect some samples here. I know they've been very strong with getting specimens up onto the upper rung, so they could be looking to set up for that, but we will see. Fortunately, looks like 22-648, the Robotic Raiders, just dropped one of their specimens directly into the middle of the submersible, but they've now managed to get a second clip in. Well done. In the meantime, the Teamsters have been just filling that basket up with 163 points on the red team, whereas the blue team only has 57, but they just got another sample in the top basket there. The Disciples managing to get yet another one up in there with their wooden robot. 23-4-30, Phoenix now looking to get another specimen onto the top rung, and they do successfully. Very well done. Human players setting up for another. They go in position. Very well done. Oh, and the Robotic Raiders managed to get a 4th specimen up on the top rung, but looks like they've now parked safely in the observation zone while the Teamsters are getting their robot on a first level ascent. Very well done by the red team. And we will get the final scores after this next match. In the meantime, let's take a look at the 16th score matches. And the winner of the 16th match is the Blue Alliance with 118 points to the red team's 37 points there. Well done by those teams.
I'm going to get you to go to PMR Phoenix.
So if their name's lit up in yellow, it's numbers on there.
Oh, that's their rankings, and that's not entirely determined by score. That's also determined by certain matches that they're ranking.
Is this game 17?
It's 18.
18.
We're
18.
2 minutes
Yeah,
behind.
Alrighty, folks. Qualification match number 18. Almost hitting that 20 match where the end of the day will be. Let's introduce the teams. Starting off on the Red Alliance team 3491. Our competition's most veteran team, Fix-It Robotics. And their alliance partner team 16205, the Lightning Bots. I'm not starting until you clap louder. There we go. All right, moving over to the Blue Alliance team 22263, more Thunderbots. And their alliance partner, 2266, Power. Alrighty, folks, let's get this match underway. Drivers behind the lines in 3, 2, 1, dive! All of the teams seeming to have a successful-ish start to their autonomous period. 3491 getting their first points of the game with a sample in the top row. They now go and grab a second sample, position themselves, and just shoot it outside of the range there. In the meantime, Power has seemed to gotten a sample up into the upper basket there with no other points scored by their teams.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Starting off the autonomous period, Red's got a start of 36 points to Blue's 16 there. But already the blue teams position themselves for a upper specimen there. And they just don't manage to clip it on there, unfortunately. Fixits, in the meantime, is going and positioning themselves to go grab some more samples, which they put into the upper basket, while their teammate seems to be moving around there, potentially trying to collect some more samples for them. Gotcha. Fortunately, it seems that the Lightning Bots has gotten a sample stuck underneath their robot. And they just managed to pop it out. Very well done. In the meantime, their teammates picking up some samples from the center while the blue team is trying to make something happen here. They've got the more Thunderbots has now picked up a sample, question mark? Unfortunately, it looks like Power has also frozen up, but 263 manages to get a sample into the lower basket there, scoring them some more points. With the score now 76-30, the blue team looks to try to get a bigger lead there, collecting some samples to potentially put in the lower basket. More Thunderbots goes, lines up, and gets it in. Very well done. We now see that Lightning Bots has got 4 specimens on the upper rung there. Very well done on their team. And it now seems that Power is back in the game, getting their robot to start moving around again. All right, with 13 seconds left on the clock, we see now the Thunderbots is hanging from the lower bar there. Very successful mount. Nice move there, while 2266 parks in the observation zone. All right, well done by both teams there. All right, we are now going to look at the match results for the 17th match there. So that was between the Teamsters, Phoenix, Disciples, and the Raiders there. With the Red Alliance winning, so that is going to be 232 points to the Blues 107. The red team getting a successful ascent there. Well done. Attention please, attention please. A quick announcement from pit admin. 2 cell phones have been found and have been returned to pit admin. One of them has an important reminder for the owner of this cell phone. If you are missing a cell phone, please go to pit admin to pick it up immediately. Thank you. All right, in the meantime, though, let's introduce the teams for qualification match number 19. Starting off on the Red Alliance, 18-5-89. St. Pat's Celtic Sourfish.
Very good clapping from the Blue Alliance.
And their alliance partner, Team 22-817.
Notbot, hoping to tie themselves in with a win.
Moving over to the Blue Alliance is Team 27-154.
Fireweed Robotics.
And their alliance partner, 16-353.
Reynolds Raiders.
Alrighty, folks. Let's get this match underway. Drivers behind the lines. Get ready to dive in 3, 2, 1, dive.
The second to last autonomous period of the day. All 4 robots moving on this field. It looks like the Blue Alliance Fireweed Robotics managed to get one of their specimens upper rung there. Well done. In the meantime, the red team 22-817 Notbot has gotten 2 specimens up onto the upper rung there, looking to maybe pick up a third. Unfortunately, they don't. In the meantime, we see both of the blue teams have parked.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
On teleop period, now we see the robots moving around. The Reynolds Raiders have been very successful today at getting those upper baskets there. Starting off the match, it's very close with 93 in red and 82 in blue, with both teams putting a lot of points up, with the Notbot seemingly very well performing on those specimens, already getting 5 within the first 30 seconds of teleop. On the Blue Alliance, we get Fireweed gets on to the top alliance, while their teammate is just throwing those. Well, not throwing, putting those alliance into their upper basket very well. Up, they picked up a third specimen, looking to potentially get it onto the so well so far. In the meantime, the Notbot manages to get the 6th with a minute left and 147 on red and 140 close match from both sides here. We might see us run out of samples in the middle areas. Both teams going, especially the Blue Alliance, getting a lot of those upper specimens or upper samples there. The Blue Alliance now lining themselves up for another specimen to be put up there from Fireweed with 30 seconds left in the match and only a 19-point difference. It's a very tense match here. Okay, with 18 seconds left in the match, the Notbot tried to get another sample in, but unfortunately missed. They look to maybe recover this, while the other their other teammate looks to park there. Oh, and attempting to hang now. We see the red bots slightly miss. Very well done by both teams. We will get the results of that very tense match back in a couple seconds here, but in the meantime, let's look at the third last match of the day, the 18th qualification match. And the winner of the 18th qualification match is the Red Alliance. The Red Alliance got 141 points to the Blues 54. Resulting in another win, a very strong teleop period, getting 123 during that time. Woo!
Why'd you say that? Knock on wood. Give me that. Give me some of that. Wood. It is. It is now. It's cardboard. One day it was. Yeah, it's wood. fibrous material. We got floor is also made of wood. It's made of plastic. It's wood. Laminated. So you're not actually knocking on the wood, you're knocking on the packs. I'm trying to make sure we avoid as it's not touching fate. Fate doesn't exist. Famous last words, unfortunately. Science. See, the match doesn't start until I count down, so dang it.
Well, science is based off of predetermined facts.
He actually just Bro just controls the entire universe at this point, so
Alrighty, everyone. Qualification match number 20, the last qualification of the day. Let's introduce the teams. Starting off on the Red Alliance is Team 22-111,
Mecha Mustangs.
And Alliance partner 20-025.
Another shiny robot from Esquimalt Atom Smashers.
And on the Blue Alliance side, give it up for Team 24-622,
the Purple Rambots.
And rounding off the blue is Team 15-639,
Genesis.
You've doomed us all, Hans. No, it had enough time to connect. It's his fault for opening his mouth saying we're on time. I don't trust this guy. I trust you less. You ran right into me. That's fair. But no. You're bad luck. That is true. I'll give you that. So, how's everybody's day going? Pretty well. Oh. Let's go around this time. Everybody's favorite color. Give it to your given player if you want. I'm not allowed to step that. If it wasn't like this area, you can grab it, but if it's over here, don't grab it. Well, it's just like a game of, hey!
Alright. All ready? All of you? Yeah. That does not look ready.
You can't touch it after you say you're ready.
Alright.
Is it out of the boundary? Wait, stop. Dean asked a question. I can't tell.
Yep.
It's out of the
15-639. Eyes inside the outer boundary or close enough. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, count it down.
All right, let's get this final match underway. Teams behind the lines. In 3, 2, 1, dive!
And the autonomous period has now begun. So, 22-111 Mecha Mustangs, a very strong team this competition, setting themselves up to collect a bunch of specimens, it looks like. They go and collect their very first set. After hooking the first within the first 28 points with one upper basket there.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
The autonomous period is now over with the Red Alliance already starting off with a 99 points. 96-point lead on the Blue Alliance there. They do seem to be trying to make a very good comeback, already getting 2 specimens, it looks like. Oh, 1 specimen. Oh, unfortunately, they don't manage to get the second specimen on. Now they get the second specimen on to the upper rung there. The Red Alliance with 4 specimens on the very top bar there, with 2 samples in the top are at 107, but blue is narrowing the lead. Already got 31 points there. Looking to pick up some more samples there. The Rambot's purple robot is aiming and now getting a second sample in the very top rung there. Still need to turn it around there, though, with the Red Alliance now having 133 points with several, looks like 4 samples in the very top basket there. The Atom Smashers trying to pick up some more samples there, not being successful, while the Blue Alliance's Genesis goes and lines themselves up for some more specimens there. The Blue Alliance now with 3 samples in the very top are at 47 points to the Reds 141 with 38 seconds left on the clock there. It's going to be a very close match. Okay, now with the 3rd specimen on the very top run, 24-6-22 looks to potentially get a 4th specimen just before the end and drops it. Oh, unfortunate there. We now move on to the end game with 16 seconds left in the match. Are the teams going to go for Parks or Ascents? All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, and we'll have to see if the judges score that as an Ascent on the red side there. Very good final match from both sides there. We now are going to announce the second final match of the day before we move on to the closing ceremonies. Second final match, the qualifying 19 with St. Pat's Silverfish, Notbot, Fireweed Robotics, and Reynolds Raiders has a Red Alliance win with 196 to 175, a very close match. The Red Alliance only scoring 1 point less in the autonomous period. Very well done by both teams. And we're now going to announce the results of the final match of the day. So in the 20th qualifying match between Mecha Mustangs, Escort Malt, Atom Smashers, Rambot Purple, and MDR Genesis, the Red Alliance wins there. It looks like they did get the points for that Ascent on the Red Alliance there with 179 to Blues 90. A very strong auto period there. And that was us for the day.
All right, everyone, that's the end of our qualification matches today. We'll be back with qualification match number 21 at 9:30 tomorrow. For those of you who are trying to work on your robot, the pits will be closed at 4:30. I repeat, the pits will be closed at 4:30. If you want to take your robot back to your hotel room or workshop or what have you, please check in with pit admin or Hansen right here that you are taking your robot. And if you make any changes at all to your robot, you have to be re-inspected at 9 a.m. Claro? Claro. See you all tomorrow.